The Traffic Police's Public Transport Intervention Unit in Gauteng will be deployed to Maponya Mall in Soweto following last night's violent clashes between taxi operators and e-hailing taxi drivers. Social media videos show cars being damaged and set alight. Several people are believed to have been injured after gunshots were fired during the attacks. It's alleged that a confrontation ensued between minibus taxi drivers and e-hailing drivers, where it is alleged that minibus taxi drivers attacked e-hailing operators at the Maponya Mall parking area. The Provincial Transport Department spokesperson, Sello Marimane, says 3 people were rushed to hospital after shots were fired. Meanwhile, a meeting of e-hailing service drivers is underway at Maponya Mall. It's believed that the taxi drivers do not want e-hailing service operators to pick up passengers in the area. However, the Soweto United E-Hailing Association has distanced themselves from pinning the incident to the taxi industry. All right, we're now joined on the line by Vhatuka Mbelengwa, National E-Hailing Spokesperson, as we continue the discussion around the attack on e-hailing drivers at Maponya Mall. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, in your words, can you describe what happened last night where some of your drivers were viciously attacked? I mean, we understand that, of course, several people were taken to hospital and about 3 vehicles were torched.
Yes, unfortunately, that is what happened yesterday. But after our meeting today, we came to realize that at the core of this is an act of criminality. And as I speak to you right now, I'm at the ground at Maponya Mall as we're trying to engage and find a solution and a way forward. We are in agreement that this problem doesn't emerge as a result of competition between e-hailing and traditional taxis. In fact, we all want to find a healthy condition to work within. We do, however, feel that it must be noted that these sort of conflicts are given rise as a result of no regulation, Uber and Bolt, the apps themselves not being held to account. And we are aligned in saying that let's find a solution together and in the absence of these organizations and find a way to therefore exclude them moving forward. We furthermore came to an agreement to continue with all operations moving forward and proactively deploy marshals on both ends to quickly identify criminal acts should they emerge.
Vhatuka, before we get into the nitty-gritty of that meeting, I understand you also met the MEC of Transport in Gauteng. I want you to talk to us about, these elements of violence that you're speaking of, because in the past we've known that these attacks have essentially been from the taxi industry as well as e-hailing services. Are you talking about other elements that might be at play here?
Look, I think the more we continue to want to address it as a problem between taxi industry and e-hailing, we're never going to get to the root cause, and we're going to continually address surface level concerns. And at the root cause of this is an unregulated industry which is being exploited by global ad companies that have a global footprint of such exploitative practices and lack of political will to address and arrest the situation. So, there is, I think more than anything though, with these violent attacks, there's a very heavy criminal element, and I don't believe it emerges directly from the local taxis or traditional taxis that are participating within these areas or operating within these areas.
All right, you talked about the industry being needed to be regulated and political will. What indication did you get from the meeting this afternoon that is being expedited, considering what happened last night?
Look, MNC Kenekuna are committed to really be our jockey, be our champion in pushing and trying to put pressure for this regulation to emerge. He as an individual and in his business life has a deep understanding of e-hailing, having tried to participate within the space and has a deep appreciation of the problem that we need to address. And we've agreed to establish a committee on an ongoing basis that will have regular dialogues. And its core mandate, in addition to advancing the regulation agenda, is to ensure that we arrest these ongoing eruptions of violence.
So we understand, of course, there is a heavy police presence in Maponya Mall, and also that the Traffic Police's Public Transport Intervention Unit in Gauteng will be deployed in the area. How much safety do you think your drivers need at this point? And are you getting any form of commitment, particularly from law enforcement authorities?
Look, there's heavy presence now because it's reactive and not proactive. And what you really need to see is a proactive approach from the officers. Right now, it's safe. They are keeping the peace, so to speak. They are arresting any attempts to introduce violence or destabilize the talks that are happening. But really what we require is a proactive solution that will be implemented on a daily basis, that will challenge the crimes that are happening and get to the root cause on how criminals have access to our platforms, as opposed to a reactive situation where you've got hippos, fans, and every safety or public or law enforcement agency present. But this isn't the experience on a daily basis. It's just basic daily basis, just this moment.
Vhatuka, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Really do appreciate it. Of course, Vhatuka Mbelengwa is a national e-hailing spokesperson.